Hello, Brady Bunch. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to be using this color hair right here, just so you can see exactly where I'm adding it at into the knotless braid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and part a section off here. I actually just got this mannequin and she's been a little bit difficult to work with. So I'm gonna get this hair here out of my way. So what I typically do is just make sure the client's hair is nice and smooth here. And when I'm working with the hair, depending on what type of size of the knotless braid that my client desires, I want to make sure that I separate my hair first. That's just my preference. Other people may choose to do it differently, but I choose to separate my hair first. That way I don't have to keep going back to take off smaller sections. Now, what I found was very useful over the years of braiding is investing in one of these racks. I got this one here from Amazon, maybe about 30 bucks. And you can continue to add to it too by just snapping on additional pieces. So that's pretty cool as well. I think it's 180 pegs on that rack. So what I'm going to do is take a nice size amount. Now I know how much I'm using each time because I'm pinching it off and it's kind of getting a feel for what exactly type of braid that you're looking for. Now when you're starting off your braid, I recommend to always start off with a smaller piece. That's just my recommendation. Some people like to start off with the size that they're going to use consistently, but for the first piece or two, I do like to start off with a smaller section here. So I'm just going to sit those here on the rack for a second, out of my way. Like I said, this here is much easier for me. Now my continued sections, this is the one that I'm actually going to be focusing on and using consistently. So what I do is I kind of like to play with it for a second, rub my hand across it just to see the thickness of the piece that I'm about to use. Because of the size of this braid, I think I'm going to split that braid in half and then do two, just to show you how I do add it. So for each braid, I also take note of how many pieces that I'm going to use to complete my style. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and my 2 beginning pieces. So that's a total of 6. So I'm going to put 6 on the first braid that I do here. And then I'm going to do 6 on the second braid as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now for my second braid, what I actually am going to show you is just a braid that'll be a little bit bigger than the first one I'm doing. So for my second braid, as you can see, this one is a little bit more thicker consistency to the first set that I originally did. So let me lay this hair here out of my way for a second. And I'm gonna go ahead and split this one in half. take my clip here, get this piece out of my way, and so this is the section that I'm going to focus on working with. So after I've oiled my client head and now I'm ready to begin, I also use this wristlet here that I put the edge control on, and the edge control that I'm using is the Pure Hair Solution Product Leap Braid Conditioning Shiny Gel. This is my go-to gel. I use this for everything. So I did put it on my wristlet here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the hair here. You wanna make sure that you put an adequate amount, because since your client's hair is in braids, the hair needs to stay moisturized for as long as possible. I know some people do like to go ahead and braid on dry hair. Me myself, I can't do that personally. So you want to go ahead and take the hair into 3 sections here. Try to get your sections as even as possible. And I just got this mannequin, and as you can see, she's already missing pieces here, but I'm not gonna worry about it. So I have the hair here in 3 pieces. I tried to get it as close to being uniform as much as possible. Gee, all the hair is actually feel like it's falling out. I know they said shedding a little bit, but gosh. I think I'm gonna invest in maybe a Milady mannequin head. When I was in cosmetology school, back in the 90s, shall I say, when I was in cosmetology school, those were the mannequin heads that we did use, and we didn't have this type of problem. And yeah, see, the hair was falling out as I was creating my sections there. So hopefully I can get through this without her losing all of her hair. So again, I have this in 3 pieces. We have 1, 2, 3. And again, like I said, I tried to make them as uniform as possible. So what I typically do is I take those 3 pieces, I take my finger here, I use my middle finger as kind of a placement. So I take my middle finger here and I use that to press up against the hair. I bring my second piece here over the top of that middle finger. I hope you guys can see that. Let me lock her in. Make sure she's locked in. So again, I have the 3 pieces. So I have 1, 2, and 3. So I'm gonna take these fingers here, I'm gonna hold that, but I'm also using my middle finger to apply pressure and to make sure that I have a firm grip on the section here that I'm working with. So I'm doing that. So I take this middle piece here that I had in my hand. Again, this 1, 2, 3. Of note, excuse me, you may see a lot of people starting their 3 sections off different. To me, there's no wrong way to do it. Whatever is more comfortable to you, then I think that's something you should do. So me, myself, I start from whatever angle I feel more comfortable at creating my braid. So again, my 3 pieces, I'm holding it with the 2 fingers here. 1, I'm gonna take the second piece here. I'm gonna get rid of that third one for a second. I'm gonna take the second piece here, I'm gonna put it over the middle finger. 2, 3. And I'm gonna take this third piece here and I'm gonna come and grab that first piece And this is the middle piece that I was holding. So again, let me show you. 1, my middle piece, 3. So I'm holding it, I'm applying pressure, that middle finger, using it to apply pressure to the scalp. 1, over the middle finger, the second piece, under the middle finger with the third, so you can come back and grab. So the key here is applying as much pressure as possible to the scalp when you're starting it off right there. So I'm gonna take my first strand of hair, and what I actually do is I take it and I place it over my braid and I grip it with that middle finger while still applying pressure to the scalp here. And I take it, I'm still applying pressure, but now I switched hands and it's using this middle finger. So you make sure your hair is straight. This is where I'm gonna come in and feed that second piece. Again, me, myself, I go over and under. Now I'm still applying pressure to the scalp because I don't feel confident enough that that's not gonna slip. I'm gonna come in with my third pieces. Gonna grab under. Still applying pressure with that middle finger. Coming down. My fourth piece. Now as you see there, what I did was when I put it on there, I locked it so it wouldn't go anywhere. Using that middle finger to press up in here. I don't know if you can see that, but this section here, I'm using my middle finger to press up in there, and come back and grab it again. And when I was showing you that part, I kind of messed up. So I'm still holding it tight. Even though I messed up, as you can see, I'm still holding it tight. The only thing I need to do is now is go back and make sure I'm gripping the same pieces here. And as you can see, I am. So we're gonna put that piece in again. Take it, grip it, bring it under. Push, grab. And by me actually slowing that down right there, I can tell I kind of twisted the braid, but what is more important is the actual knotless piece that I put right there itself. So here's the last piece. Remember I said there were 6 pieces. I'm now on my 6th piece, putting it in, still using my middle finger to apply pressure. And now when you come down some, sometimes the hair can start to get dry. This is where the edge braid comes in. I'm gonna use a little bit of that and rub it down the hair shaft as I pull my fingers down it. And I'm just gonna braid. So I'm actually gonna stop there because I'm showing you the knotless part of this braid. So as you can see, that is a nice crisp knotless piece. Now, let's work on this other section here where I said we were going to make it a little bigger. So I'm going to put a little more edge control, the braiding gel on my hand, put it on the scalp. One thing that I do want to mention, gee, this stuff is just falling out like crazy, is that the smoothing process when you're starting off your knotless. Me, myself, I can work without really smoothing it with the comb because I can smooth it with my hands, but some hair textures do require you to smooth your section. As you see, I was using my hand to do it, but you can actually use like the back of the comb and make sure you put the gel in all the sections. Dang, like all of that came out right there, so I'm gonna pull a little bit more out of there. You know, I'm just gonna take this part because I'll just do that. So let me fix this and get it out of my way. And the parting isn't perfect, but you understand. So again, I'm gonna take my gel and smooth it on the hair. Smooth it down as much as possible. I will run my comb through it one more time. I see this is coming loose. Let me tighten it a little bit. Alright. So now I'm going to use the not so big but bigger pieces here again. I'm going to part the hair in 3 sections. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. So again, I'm gonna grab it, use my middle finger. Sorry, the hair piece just fell off in my hand. So I'm gonna grab it, use my middle finger to press on the scalp, grabbing that first piece, you see? Grabbing the first piece here. That second piece is gonna go over the middle finger, and I'm holding on here. So I'm gonna take this hand, using this middle finger to press while I'm holding this, and I can use this finger to move freely. So I'm gonna grab that, take that middle piece, come over and grab. And again, I'm still using my middle finger to apply pressure to the scalp there, so that I can have a firm grip on it. So let me show you one more time. I need to lock this in a little bit better. So it's 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna grab it, I'm gonna make my braid. I'm gonna start braiding down at least 1 time. So now I'm gonna grab my feed-in piece, which is slightly a little bit bigger than the other one. I'm gonna put it over there. Use my middle finger to lock it into place while I straighten the hair. Come back. gonna grab the other one and I'm putting it over. And because she's moving a lot, I really can't get a good grasp on it, so I apologize. I have to switch mannequin heads. So there's that. This is number 3. And I'm actually showing you on this one what would happen if you're not gripping it as tight as I was showing you on the first one. So I'm gonna show you what happens when you're not gripping it as tight. So I'm loosening my grip because I'm trying to show you from a way that how it would feel and look from my point of view if I wasn't using that middle finger to push on the scalp, so that I'm holding it in place and it feels like I won't lose the braid or the braid won't slip out of my hand. This is number 4. So I'm just doing it, but not focusing on using the middle finger to apply pressure. Here's another one. This would be number 5. And I'm just adding it in there again without applying that pressure. And number 6, I just added it in there. Again, I'm still not applying pressure. So as you see, the braid itself is already starting to look different because of the fact that I wasn't applying pressure on that section. So right here is where you can tell the difference. Because I didn't use my middle finger to, gosh, she bald. Look, I write contracts around this part. So since I didn't use my middle finger when I was grabbing onto the 3 parts to apply pressure there in that area, my first piece that I put in there, it actually slipped because I didn't apply pressure to it. So as you can see, there is the difference. Well, I hope this helped. Stay tuned for future tutorials. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks, guys.